Hey folks, how's it going? Today, let's talk about something that really bothers me, the adaptations of Venom. The game, the movie, the animations, but you know what? None of them fully portrays the complexity and depth of the Venom from the comics. The 94 animated series Venom is the closest in terms of the storyline, but one of the best at capturing his personality is the one from Sony. You might say this Venom is trash, a clown who eats chickens and is afraid of carnage. Those last two are indeed pretty lame, but overall, he's one of the best in representing their personality. And by there, I mean Eddie Brock's Venom, the one the movie adapts. We must remember, Venom can differ with certain hosts. Flash's Venom is more of a soldier, a militaristic type with firearms, adapted for Ultimate Spider-Man. We'll discuss that, but the adaptation's quality will be assessed by evaluating the host. The Sony Venom adapted Eddie Brock, while Ultimate Spider-Man adapted Flash, and they are entirely different. Still, the measure of a good adaptation is how well it interprets that specific host. Got it? Okay, but what about Harry? He's also an Ultimate Spider-Man in the new game. In this case, we'll have to analyze more. For the game, we'll consider Eddie Brock, as the story of how he becomes Venom resembles Eddie's. They also attempted to adapt the Absolute Carnage and Web of Shadow sagas at the end, where Venom is Eddie. So for these reasons, we'll consider Eddie. What about Ultimate? Well, that adaptation is just terrible. If you like it, congratulations, you don't know anything about Venom. It lacks everything Venom stands for in the comics. Ultimate Spider-Man's Venom is undoubtedly the worst adaptation of Venom to date, only becoming somewhat decent when Flash enters the scene. Now, back to Sony's Venom. It captures their personality quite well. Eddie is indeed a more playful Venom. He smiles in battles, mocks Spider-Man, tells jokes, and sings while swinging through buildings. He's playful, charismatic. I see the essence of the old comics' Venom in him. The Venom from this home game is exactly the same. In my opinion, that game's Venom is the best adaptation of the character. He's incredible. Honestly, I don't understand the difficulty in adapting a Venom like that. He's charismatic, humorous, tries to fight Spider-Man because he thinks he's a bad guy, but realizes it's a misunderstanding and allies with Spidey again. That's Venom from the beginning. He only tries to kill Spider-Man because he thought he was a bad person. The symbiote just wanted to fulfill Peter's wishes, but Peter rejected it. It wanted a symbiotic relationship, but that wasn't what Peter wanted, leading Venom to believe he was evil. He even kidnaps Peter's parents to protect them from him. That's how crazy he is. In the Maximum Carnage comic, there's a scene that defines Venom perfectly. Venom says he needs to stop Carnage because he's guilty of his creation. Spider-Man says he understands and feels the same way about him, but Venom questions, stating that he says innocent. That's precisely it. Venom sees himself as a hero. Up to that point, he had never seen himself as a villain, which is why I hate Sam Raimi's Venom. The symbiote's arc in the movie is incredible, but once it bonds with Eddie, everything goes downhill. If you look closely, it's almost Carnage painted in gray. Not even black, it's gray. This Venom is a pure psychopath. He kidnaps Mary Jane, kills Harry, doesn't mind hurting innocents, and openly admits he enjoys being evil. While his origin is somewhat faithful, his personality, appearance, and everything else are horrible. I don't understand how people defend this adaptation. It's messed up, poorly explained, it's just bad. Similarly, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Man, what trash Venom. Many like this Venom, but it's garbage. There's nothing of Venom there. He doesn't have a personal vendetta against Peter. No symbiotic relationship, and in the Carnage Absolute saga, they partially adapted. Venom was the hero, not the villain. The Venom in this game is a generic little villain who wants to dominate the world. Greedo was also rubbish. In the comics, she has much more depth. After the Ultimate Spider-Man animated series, this is undoubtedly the worst adaptation of the character. Regarding the 94 animated series, that's a good Venom. I don't like the fact that he died and all, but he was a great Venom. He achieved redemption and sacrificed himself. He was a villain with an issue with Spider-Man, wanting to kill him at all costs. Perhaps this adaptation is even better than the Sony one, but regardless of the ranking, undoubtedly, the three best Venom adaptations are the 94 one, the Sony one, and the Solo movie. And the worst ones are undoubtedly the Ultimate Animated Series, the Insomniac game, and Sam Raimi's. Now, talking about others like the Spectacular Spider-Man, Agent Venom, Spider-Man, and Unlimited, Marvel's Spider-Man, the animated series. Well, the last one I don't know because I don't watch it. I watched the first season a few years ago, but I don't remember much. I liked it because I was younger and didn't know as much, so I don't know if I would like it now, but I prefer not to watch it now. However, the Maximum Venom saga intrigued me, so maybe I'll go back to watching. Anyway, the others are good. I find the Spectacular Spider-Man one somewhat overrated, but it's cool. I like this adaptation. In reality, I really like this adaptation. It's not entirely faithful to the character, as he's also a psychopath, but it's still good. I like this Venom, and it's also my favorite Spider-Man animation, so I get a bit carried away. Oh, there's also Venom, but there's not much to say about her, so nothing to say. It frustrates me because it's not difficult to adapt him.
He's a relatively deep character, but in a Spider-Man game or animation, it's easy to adapt him. Just base it on his early appearances. No need to adapt King in Black, adapt The Birth of Venom, adapt Total Carnage. It's not hard. Almost no Spider-Man villain is difficult to adapt. Really, man anti-Venom. Not even a villain, but I'll talk about him anyway. He's more challenging to adapt, and Marvel could easily do it in Spider-Man 4 if they wanted. They have the symbiote, FAST, which could introduce Mr. Negative, McGargan. They have everything, come on. But what the heck? I just want a decent Venom like the PS1. Can I have that, Marvel? Well, that was my video. I think it ended up a bit too short, so I apologize, but it was more of a rant. I had high expectations for the Spider-Man game released last year, but it was incredibly disappointing. I was furious, and at the same time, saddened to see what they did to Peter and Venom, my favorite characters in all of fiction. Miles was constantly uplifted in this game, while Peter was consistently diminished. It would be a dream come true for me to direct and write an adult animation of Venom, not with explicit content or excessive violence, but to explore deeper themes and have the freedom to use violence when necessary. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to, but please, it really helps me a lot, more than you can imagine. I thank God for all the blessings, and if it's His will, I'm confident it will work out. Thanks, everyone.